What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Bremen, aka All Fires. For once, we have an update about an upcoming Marvel project, and no, it's not a delay. Rather, in response to it, we finally have a rumor about when Marvel intends on releasing the Secret Invasion project that was supposedly set for May, and it's not that far away. We're going to break down that latest update as well as an industry insider editorial with a brand new article explaining some plot details for the show that basically set up the Skrulls into two separate factions. We're breaking down all the latest updates and when we can expect to see Secret Invasion finally released on Disney+. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing is for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway, which is right around the corner to coincide with Guardians of the Galaxy. Again, all you gotta do, be a sub, leave a comment, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So first up, the release date update. Just days ago, we found out that Marvel reassigned all of their Disney Plus slate from the current windows they had and were given during their first announcements to coming soon, ambiguous without a release window for any of them, and that included apparently Secret Invasion, which we were all hoping was coming as soon as Mando wrapped in the middle of next month. This coming from industry insider Casey Walsh, indicating that Secret Invasion simply moved from May to June, and that June will be the final move or change during all of these delays and rescheduling for Marvel Studios. So basically, we're only waiting about a month or so. Not that big a deal, not that big a move, and of course, we'll have Guardians of the Galaxy releasing right at the beginning of May to hold us over. That may be another reason they pushed it off rather than stacking those two assets, spreading them out throughout the year. So it looks like we'll be getting Secret Invasion pretty soon and releasing in June if Casey Walsh is correct. Now, the next update for the show actually comes from the industry insider editorial The Cosmic Circus, written by Alex Perez. And if you don't want to know anything about the plot details, although this is the lightest of spoiler warnings because there's really not too much in here, this would be the time to back out. Alex goes on to write in an exclusive under the headline, Secret Invasion exclusive, details about Skrull hideout, as they go on to report, quote, "We have learned from our sources that the show brings back the incredible spy thriller vibes reminiscent of Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Each episode leaves more twists and turns than ever, leaving fans with more questions than answers regarding the Rebel Skrull hideout and what they may be doing there. One detail that was mentioned to us by our sources is the explanation for why a portion of this show appears to be taking place in Russia. According to our sources, Russia and the nearby countries will serve as key locations to the rogue sect of Skrulls led by Kingsley Ben-Adair's character. One source has mentioned that a specific region will play a crucial role in the plans that the rogue Skrulls have set in motion. This region will be an abandoned nuclear power plant, potentially Chernobyl. It is not confirmed whether or not Marvel will flat out reveal that this is an abandoned nuclear site, in fact, Chernobyl, or just allude to it or even mention it by name. The reason the Rebel Skrulls are hiding out in this abandoned power plant is that they're currently building a device in the underground levels of the plant seen in the D23 trailer, and as we're showing in this screenshot right here. The device, we're told, requires a decent amount of power. While our sources could not confirm what exactly the device does, but then they lightly theorize in this article that the device could be to create Super Skrulls or a Super Skrull, which, to be fair, is a major Fantastic Four villain, but by the time we get that team and where we'll be with Kang knee-deep in the multiverse shenanigans, it's hard to imagine that really past Secret Invasion, as we set up for next year's New World Order and Thunderbolts, that will still be dealing with a Skrull or Skrull threats in that kind of way. Now, even though this fills in some of the blanks from that scene that we saw in the trailer when this dropped and we saw Russian on the door, and it's very clearly Russian, there were some theories flying around about what we already know in the history of the MCU, that perhaps Skrulls in some way could tie into the storyline we had already seen through Black Widow and by extension the Red Room. But I don't think that's necessary for how this is going to go down. I had also seen some theories that perhaps Skrulls tied in with Hydra in the MCU, but back when we talked about that, I basically debunked that. Hydra is really its own thing. It doesn't have anything to do with Russia and the Red Room, and I don't think what happened in the Black Widow storyline or Taskmaster has anything to do with the crossover here. I think rather this just paints a picture and gives two huge reveals. The first of which is that whatever the Skrull villains are, it doesn't really seem like they're a majority of the Skrulls on Earth, so perhaps that's going to be all the superheroes' greatest ally, that they get to work with friendly Skrulls as well. And then number two, that really their infiltration is worldwide. They're not just looking to take over the US and the US government, as we clearly saw already during some of this footage and scenes, but they're looking to infiltrate the entire world government, which was the goal back in the day for the Skrulls as well, was taking over the entire globe, not the US. But as far as that pertains to the storyline, I really think Secret Invasion will be the conclusion of the Skrull storyline incomplete. I don't think there won't be Skrulls maybe in the MCU going forward, again, friendlies, but what we already know and heard from Don Cheadle, especially as it relates to Armor Wars, and especially for what they're setting up next year, Captain America New World Order, Thunderbolts, and really focusing on Thunderbolt Ross as the president and the overarching villain there, I think it's going to be more the case, and it's revealed that the Skrulls utilized that time with the blip when all shields were down to infiltrate as much as they could, and after they're cleaned up after Secret Invasion, then you're going to see someone like Thunderbolt Ross come back in and seize control and power while there's a huge power vacuum. At the end of that trailer, you hear Nick Fury very clearly say, "I'm the only thing that stands between them and what they ultimately want." And Talos responds, "What's that?" What that is world domination. So I don't think just Russia is going to be the only place we see during Secret Invasion. We may see multiple points throughout the globe where the Skrulls have already infiltrated. And quite honestly, just hearing that this is going to have the vibes of the Winter Soldier, spy thriller, everything we've seen in the recent MCU, I'm very excited about a grounded story. Well, as grounded as a story can be about a bunch of shape-shifting aliens that infiltrate Earth with a bunch of Marvel heroes to boot. One other thing I will also mention is my final thought for this video, and I don't think it's talked about enough. Secret Invasion has been billed as Marvel's first major crossover on Disney+. And while we have seen cameos and crossovers of sorts, like Daredevil on She-Hulk, for the first time ever, they're calling this a major crossover. I think you can expect some major team-ups by the end, some major cameos, and I have a list of names we're going to talk about in future videos, one of which is Shang-Chi. I heavily anticipate is going to show up to further his story, really because you're going to need as many heroes as possible for whatever ultimate mini Avengers team Nick Fury puts together. I know it's quote-unquote his fight, as he calls it, but he's going to need all the help he can get, and I'm hoping that leads to a crossover in every sense of the word. Maybe by the time we get to the finale for that, it's going to be the biggest team-up we've ever seen on Disney+. You guys let me know all your thoughts down below. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away a PlayStation 5. The next milestone now is Guardians of the Galaxy in less than 2 months. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will always be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here, live with my voice and with the comment shown on screen. So if you should get a comment from someone pretending to be me, please try to remember, anybody can use anybody's photograph. No YouTuber will ever ask you to contact them on a third-party app like WhatsApp or Telegram. No YouTuber will ever ask you to pay for shipping, myself included. There are scammers everywhere on YouTube, and by reporting those comments, if you should get one, YouTube deletes them and rather fast across the platform. You're really doing a huge service to the community and myself as well, who, even though I try, some days cannot keep up with deleting those comments fast enough. My name's Michael Roman. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.